Hey guys, this is William with another video for Play-agricola.com's YouTube channel and twitch.tv/play_agricola. I'm playing a EGIK WM France Stack G4567 game with whitelink, TetStyle, and V, and a bit of a special video today because I'm being joined by Donba. Hello.
Hello, hello.
So we're gonna be kind of two-headed gianting this thing, and we're gonna talk through the decisions and such. And so got our opening pile here. So I'm gonna call out
Pretty
Ninja.
strong pile.
Yeah, pretty strong pile. We've got Ninja, Hewer, Hut Builder, Cat Lover. I'd be pretty happy for us picking any of
Y-
those.
Yeah, and if we can get crop rotator on the rebound, that's an amazing fifth pick, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, of course, you can take what you want, but for me, I would take Hue or Ninja. Those are the two.
Yeah,
I feel Hut Builder is weaker in all these new decks,
yeah.
in AIK only. It's a really strong card. With all these new ones, I feel it loses some of its value.
Yeah, a free room is just not that impactful anymore because there are so many other ways to build multiple rooms or to grow. So while it's
Yeah.
still a solid card, it absolutely has lost its luster. I like
Yeah.
grabbing Hewer here, and I'd also like keeping ourselves open for Primitive Man on the rebound
Yeah,
because
I
Hewer
don't.
plus
Yeah.
Primitive Man, we could do some silly stuff
Uh
with
huh.
major
Yeah.
improvements. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
grab Hewer here.
Yeah. Ooh, here, Patroness, I feel, is really strong. Uh, Old Hiker is a strong card, but it's not really. But it can be super impactful because you can like skip your turn and then do some crazy stuff. But I here I take Patroness 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah. I'm on board with that. Patroness plus Hewer,
And
and we can keep like the idea. We have the potential of building stone rooms with this start, just because we have access to so much stone. So something to keep in mind.
yeah, and also we also saw a no occupation. The what's it called?
Alms collector.
Arms collectors, that could mean that our patroness could have an easy time getting on the occupation space if we're lucky.
Mm-hmm. So this pick here, I'm pretty high on cabinet owner here. Actually, I just think another 4 wood occupation that comes with a reed potentially with patroness gonna make it trivially easy for us to build a wood room. And I'd be keeping an eye on Hasty Trader here, just because I think like a seventh pick Hasty Trader for what we're doing in terms of building resources, I think could be very strong.
Yeah.
What's is there something else that stands out for
I
you?
feel most played improvements. Yeah, that works better than Grump. Grump is kind of like a card that most people play only for the wood, and they basically basically the fourth player in score gets 3 bonus points at the end of the game because normally the one who has 3 or 4 family members at the end uh, are not going to win the game.
Agreed.
So I'm down for cabinet owner. Vineyard labor, I don't say we're gonna take it this round, but if we get crop rotator or spring worker back, then we should definitely remember that we can also get one
Hmm.
vineyard labor.
I'd be surprised if we get it back, but it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm really
Ooh.
surprised to see that Village Druid and Dove Hunter are
Wow.
both here and that nobody went for those two cards.
Yeah,
I'm
that is
really
a
surprised by that.
strong combo. But wasn't there also a card that says when another player takes TP, you get something, and here's Bard as well? Or am I?
There was Magician in the draft. Yeah, Magician was
Aha,
in
okay.
in our opening
Yeah,
pack.
so Bard is. I don't think Bard is awful here, but because Village Druid and Patroness, of course, those two are good combined. But and I guess it goes good with Cabinet Maker because Village Druid basically says you need a fireplace. Um,
There's a card that I want here.
oh,
It's Food Critic.
oh, yeah.
And the
I
reason
don't
I want
even.
Food Critic is because if we wheel Hasty Trader, we can use Hasty Trader for Clay Reed
Ah,
Stone, and that's
wow.
3 goods onto the Food Critic
Yeah.
for very little
I
effort.
never play Food Critic, so I didn't even think about that combo when you say that. Hasty Trader is not normally something that goes very high, and
Mhm.
most likely we're gonna get it back as our seventh pick.
That's my
So
hope. If we take
yeah,
Food Critic and don't get it back, I'll be a bit disappointed. But honestly, I
yeah,
feel like it doesn't. I think it holds up okay compared to the rest of these cards. It's not
yeah.
embarrassing.
But with Patronus, we can also stare into a
Guilds.
BMW and then maybe do a late game joinery.
I agree. I agree,
So
especially with Cabinet Owner here. So I
yeah,
think I like Food Critic here.
yeah, I agree. Ooh, yeah, nobody took magician. I would take crop rotator here because the primitive man, no improvements in front of you. Uh, I think we should take crop rotator and focus on that part of our game.
Mm-hmm.
Plow one or two times and take a grain or a vegetable here and there,
Mm-hmm.
and just and use it for that. But if you want to go down the primitive man route and show me that way, I'm also on board with that.
I think the problem with Primitive Man is that it fights with Patronus for our first occupation, and then one of them wants to get played in two, and then Hewer
Yeah,
often wants to get played in three, and then we're looking at Cabinet Owner in four or five, and then you're just
yeah,
stacking. You're stacking
yeah,
too many occupations in the early of the game. I
yeah,
normally, if we didn't have like that those three cards that we wanted to play stage one, I'd be pretty happy to take Primitive Man here. I think
yeah, yeah,
um, especially especially if we could grab some like reasonable passing miners. But
yeah,
passing miner is not so good with cabinet owner as well, so
yeah.
I'm pretty happy
No,
to take rotator
I,
here.
I feel kind of crop rotator is kind of like uh, it's kind of like a synergy card in itself, kind of, because you
Mm,
only plow once or twice, take a grain, and then and a vegetable and sow them, and then you play it. It's really easy to max. And here I would take. I love a surveyor game. I've done it a couple of times, but I would take spring worker here for sure.
yeah,
Because
that sounds good to me. I
yeah,
surveyor is fun. The thing that's taking me away from surveyor is patroness. Just that they're
yeah,
going to be
yeah,
so like unless we get a miner that helps us play ox,
yeah,
it's just going to be often a very reasonable action for us to play an occupation. I think.
yeah.
And
And
we
we
got
didn't get
vineyard
that.
labor back.
Yeah, but we didn't get the. So now we're basically looking for easy fields in the
Mm-hmm.
minor draft, I feel,
Mm-hmm.
and
But
of
yeah, we
course
didn't.
something
You're right. We did not get Hasty Trader back.
hasty
I'm
trader.
sup-
But
I'm
I
surprised by
feel
that.
I feel a Redstone food and Patronus can come together, give us a BMW before round 9, and then we can go into a joinery in round 13, and that's good enough
Hmm.
if you want to use food critic. Ooh, talk about your read support.
Yeah.
2 cards that really goes well with BMW. And one of my favorite cards, and I made it myself, salmon fishing. We should definitely take that on the 5th because that will help us to take a better fishing action.
Resupply on the fishing action space or receive one begging card. Interesting.
So
Um.
it's basically you pay 4 food
Yeah.
for 2 free points, and it's you have to play it semi early.
Right.
But as long as you take the fishing once or twice, then you're okay. Renovation proposal is strong, but for me here, it's landing net because round 1 patroness and landing net is super strong.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't want to take landing net, then I'm on board with reed pond
Yeah. So
unless we have
I'm
some other.
looking at this, and I'm sort of asking. I think landing net is like probably the best second action we can get. I guess I'm questioning a little bit like how good is um I'm actually looking at dovetail joints here, actually. I actually am
Whoa,
kind of interested by dovetail joints. I'm thinking about cabinet owner, I'm thinking about free joinery,
wow.
and I'm thinking
Oh,
about
I am down with but I can guarantee you with renovation proposal, keys,
mhm.
and reed pond, if we take landing net, you're gonna get back dovetail joints for 99% sure you're gonna get it back. Because
Okay,
if there is a baker out there, he's gonna take iron oven,
yeah.
and if we take landing net, keys, renovation proposal, and reed pond normally gets drafted higher than the joints thing.
I'm on board with taking landing net. I just wanted to call that out in particular. If you think we're
Yeah,
very likely to get this card back, then I think that sounds great. Because yeah, round
super
one
likely.
patroness into landing net is like about as good of a round 1 and 2 as you can get.
Yeah. Mm. Borrowed plow is not horrible.
I think it's a pretty easy seal here. Given patroness and
Oh
given
yeah, yeah,
cabinet
yeah. Oh
owner,
yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, yeah. Seal is perfect. Yeah,
and it's very likely to be worth at least four, probably three or four clay. So
yeah,
pretty solid action, contributes to our cabinet owner, and
yeah.
yeah,
I agree. And on the rebound, there's a lot of good stuff. Wood
there's
card,
lots
good
of
wood.
good stuff. Yeah, we'd be
Yeah,
happy with
wood card, plow, paintbrush is decent.
paddocks,
Yeah.
clay deposit. We'd be happy with just about any of
Mm,
these, I think. Ooh, another oven for a
yeah.
potential baking player.
A dual field? Is that something with crop rotator?
Uh, you can plant one grain and or so it specifically calls out grain and vegetables. So I don't
Yeah.
think it works with.
Oh yeah, probably not. Yeah.
Maybe actually, because Vineyard Labor says sow wood as if it were grain.
Yeah.
So maybe
Maybe.
I
I
think you
mean, we
could
don't.
sow wood or food on dual field, but you couldn't sow both. I don't think.
Yeah. But when the last vegetable goes away,
Hmm.
then I believe you could sow grain on that space as long as there's no grain on the other space in the
Yeah,
dual field.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so. I think so.
Mm.
Um, I like. I actually like community well here,
Yeah. Yeah. Community well. I don't know the card too well, but I guess it's point ceiling and it's a little bit of food for extra wood or something.
and it contributes to cabinet owner exactly. I think the
Yeah.
stone cost will be very trivial, and I think
Yeah.
the taking all the wood miners to make owner pretty easy is like a very appealing
Yeah. Yeah.
very appealing
Definitely.
path for
We
me.
need. And rooster, is that something we need? No.
Yeah, I don't think so. Just because the only really disastrous round one is three wood. But you know what? If we three wood into start player seal into patroness, like that's not a terrible round one. Like that's not a terrible
No,
sequence
no, that's
either.
not terrible. So we could go crop rotation field because that definitely works with crop rotator,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
or dibbler. I feel,
Mm-hmm.
but also interior design. Will that help with the food critic?
Oh, that's a great question. Pay one to get three food.
No, no,
I
then
don't
it
think
probably
so.
won't work. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
yeah,
because you're not
yeah,
doing a direct conversion. It's like
yeah, yeah. If it said convert, then
yeah.
it would be yeah. I feel here either crop rotation or potato dibbler for the wood, or rooster if you just want to feel super safe.
Mm-hmm. Um. Yeah, so this is our fourth pack. So this is the only time we're seeing this pack. I think, yeah, I think rotation field is okay here.
Yeah, we have nothing that gives our gives us fields,
Hmm.
so our crop rotator needs some support. I feel
Yeah. The
because
other
it's
the other
pretty.
thing I'm wondering about is I'm wondering is there like just a massive stone house with big major improvements, and that would push me more towards crib. But I like the rotation field here. I think it's a reasonable pick. It's free. It's a free minor. You're not often going wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Eloquent, I don't think dual field
No,
works for
we
wood.
did not get it back. Wow, I'm surprised people don't take renovation proposal and keys over that. Okay,
I'm
understood.
not that high on keys. Renovation proposals, it's kind of an odd card. It's kind of an odd card. I think likely somebody who passed us, like probably V, who passed us cabinet owner. I would not be surprised if V saw fourth pick free joinery and decided to go for it.
Yeah, maybe he did that and then also see that plane is there. Maybe plane is the thing for him then.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe even cups. That would be funny if
Mm-hmm.
somebody took plane. That's a very weak miner. I feel any of keys or salmon fishing. Salmon fishing is 2 free points, and we're gonna have, if I'm not mistaken, we're gonna have a lot of extra food.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that we're gonna have a lot of extra food with Hure and landing net.
Mm-hmm.
But keys is, I feel, very nice to always have an extra trick in your sleeve.
If we had any support for planted stuff, I actually would like cops here.
Yeah,
Just because it works pretty nicely with vineyard labor, and it gives us a really good reason to play spring worker. and I could see a stage one where we just really spam occupations and build up
Mm.
building resources while doing so. But I'm with you. I think we didn't quite get there on the payoffs for those things. So I like
Yeah,
taking salmon fishing here.
yeah. Ooh.
Okay,
Paddocks would let us fence earlier. Woodcart would let us take a lot of late game extra woods.
I really like woodcard here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Definitely.
think it's very, especially since we know the free joinery went out there. I think like taking wood card is actually quite important, and I think we should prioritize the well extremely highly. And I
Yeah,
think if we can steal the joinery from someone, all the better.
yeah.
I would probably build the well before the
Ooh.
joinery, but oh, we got dual
I
field back.
Yeah, I really want to take dual field and really consider it as our on our first go around. So then this is probably really great.
All right, so just it looks like I'm dropping some frames, which I imagine is because I'm sharing screen in two places. So I'm gonna stop sharing on Discord, and
Yep,
then you can hop over onto the stream.
all good.
All right. Yeah, it looks like if you guys have been watching on stream, it looks like I've dropped frames a bunch of times. Like pretty much every 2 minutes. I was dropping some kind of frames. That's too bad. Hopefully it's not impacting it's not like the cards are going anywhere, so hopefully it's not impacting the viewing experience. All right.
William, can you make sure that we see all the cards? It's a little bit hidden behind your.
Sure. Should be good now. You might just have a slight delay here. Oh, the you know what you should do? Just hop in on Play Agricola rather than watching the stream.
Ah, correct.
You could screenshot. So what I'll do is I'll send you a screenshot of the hand.
Yeah, yeah, that works pretty good. Yeah, because I couldn't see the entire hand now, but I guess three. Yeah, dual field is the last one, so I actually got it. So and play Agricola.
I sent it to you in Discord.
Cool.
So we do start in the 4 seat.
Oh.
So there's a chance we do not get start player second move. We'll see. Ooh, Constable round one for V.
Oh, that's bad for us.
I grab 3 wood here. I think that makes it very likely that V's gonna start player second move. I can't think of why else you would want to play a four. Like I can't think of why else you wouldn't want to play. You would want to play Constable round one here.
Uh,
I
I
assume it's a
mean,
wood. I assume it's a wood miner with maybe a 1 oct prereq even.
yeah, makes sense. It could be. It could very well be that we has that join reminder, maybe even. No, probably not. We'll see.
Or he's
Just the
just gonna
extra.
plow a field.
Wow, he goes all in for the constable. Yeah, if I first pick constable, I always play it in round 13 or 14.
Yeah.
And my favorite is in the harvest in round 14. That's my super favorite. And being the only one with 5 points.
Um, it's occupation here, right? Or is it two reed or
Uh,
reed stone food? I guess it's
I
occupation because we wheel expensive ock most of the time. Or sorry,
yeah,
I guess it's reed stone food because we wheel expensive ock. Is that right?
yeah. I mean, I'm not too. I like playing two occupations here. If we wheel expensive, because if we can get Hure out, then
You know
it's
what?
very
Two
good.
ox also lets us build the fireplace in round 3.
Oh lol.
Grab a
Yeah, we
reed and a clay.
yeah, and now I'm fine with reeds on food. I'm fine with 2 reed. I'm fine with 3 wood, and I'm fine with occupation.
Yeah, any of those coming back are solid. No rooster played. Good call out, Rattlecran. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to play a rooster if I take it just because in case village elder.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a game that a guy played rooster, and then another player said, "Why you're playing rooster? You're in the second seat, and it's the best seat." And it turned out the guy who talked him out of it had village elder, and the guy who didn't play rooster lost village elder and never got to play outdoors. That was quite fun.
So we do have the magician coming out here for whitelink.
Yeah, that's magician is such a chill card. I think we're gonna see a bard. We should see a bard now from someone in round 3 or 4.
Yeah. I kind of don't like magician with resource lender. I think I'm pretty low on those two together.
Yeah, I feel a resource lender. The Lumen way that he has said that is his way. Play it as early as possible, and then use the first 5 rounds only to take resources and land everything.
Do
And
we
then after that, you basically stop landing.
is
I think
landing
that's
net better than two read here? I think landing net might just be better than two read here.
I definitely like landing net here.
Yeah.
And there is a chance, there is a small chance that we can get 3 read because I think it's quite safe to say that whitelink will take traveling players, but
Mm-hmm. But
he
I
can
don't
also
I don't
take.
think the 7 wood constable is gonna pass on two read though.
Oh,
Not
I
when
didn't
we're putting
see.
them in last again.
I thought I didn't see we had an action. I thought I looked at TetStyle. He has 2 read, and then I looked at blue and magician. Probably will take the magician action. I never saw that we had an action. He will definitely take 2 read, but that doesn't matter. Did we pay for the landing net?
No, we didn't. Thank you. I took away the two read from the space, but not from the other thing.
And TetStyle also has the fireplace. That's nice to buy here.
Yeah, so it's good actions all around with the second move here.
Yeah,
Fireplace, two read, traveling players, all reasonable
yeah,
moves.
the your last action in round 2, one of the best actions available is buying the 2 clay fireplace.
Hmm.
It's just overall very good to do that.
Yeah, and
And even if
two read for the constable is just excellent.
yeah.
As much as I want 4 wood, I think this is reedstone food, right? If we want to
Yeah, I
keep
don't.
playing occupations.
I think if you read Letting Net, it also says as soon as you have played Letting Net, take Redstone food. I think that should be part of the card
Hmm.
because 4 wood, and we're gonna get one of the wood actions back.
Hmm.
And
Are we gonna play
uh,
Hewer this round?
I think it depends what the. I guess TetStyle will take 4 wood for sure, and then the room queue is pretty set. We're most likely gonna be third, no matter what we do,
Hmm.
unless there is some magic.
I
Or
I would expect that White Link is gonna take the clay this round, so I actually don't hate. Like I think not playing Hewer is reasonable here. Because yeah, I
yeah,
just think it's very unlikely that the resource lender looks at the table with their second move and does anything other than lend clay.
I think we have to take 3 food.
We have to take
Uh,
3 food
uh,
fishing.
yeah. This okay, he didn't do it now, but I really feel that he needs to because the 3 food. Okay, maybe. Okay, maybe. Yeah, it's just gonna look at all the players. We're all set on food on our each of our own way, and he's gonna gamble on 4 food next round.
Can I shout out another sequence? I think we should play cabinet owner here.
Yeah.
Because if nobody start players, we build the first room next round. And I think V has
Yeah, because we got plus read, of course.
yeah,
Well,
and
yep,
V has to fish.
yeah. You can even do it on the expensive one, because then maybe you lure someone else to take the cheap one, and it's
Occupation.
Yeah, and
Right.
it's a tiny little bit fraction more that we are gonna keep starting player if you do it that way.
Sure.
But it's not a big deal or anything, but uh,
Come on, Relican. He said, "Am I comfortable having so few occupations this late in the game?" Come on. Yeah. And I think we're actually very likely to get if nobody start players. I think it's like not unreasonable that we get build into Reedstone Food or build into 2 Reed. I think that's very reasonable. Coal Investor, and you know what? If I had remembered Coal Investor, I would have shouted out, "Hey, that's got to come out soon."
yeah, it doesn't really matter. At least it didn't take starting player because TetStyle basically needs to take animals next round anyway. So
Whitelink
if
grabs
I
wood and lends it, and V is going to grab the 3 food, I would expect.
yeah, I would really expect that. Building, taking starter player into build, or taking starting or building now is the only thing. Yeah, Guildhall makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. And now building and going into to fishing last act.
If he builds, though, aren't we just taking four? I guess we don't need 4 food fishing. I'd be surprised if the 4 food fishing came back.
Yeah, he builds. I don't really see this as a bad thing. I don't think TetStyle is gonna take 4 sheep and then it's gonna take wood,
Mm-hmm.
and this is fine to have the player to your at least on play Agricola to your left
Yeah.
to build first is no stress.
Why don't we? I think I like the 4 food fishing quite a bit for us.
Yep, yep. It will hurt we in round 7, so that's good, and it
Yeah.
gives us tempo.
It puts a ton of pressure on V, I think. V's feeding,
Yeah,
and it makes it that much more likely that V can't defend
yeah.
build
And,
from
and it and it
us.
also screws whitelink now because what we is gonna do is gonna take 2 food traveling players.
Yeah.
And that screws whitelink a little bit, and this will help us. We basically now
We
we have
wheel 2 Reed or Reedstone Food probably, or
yeah,
Occupation Hewer.
yeah, and our normal food income with landing net now saves. We don't need food until round 9.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we only have 8 food now, but with our normal game, we're gonna have very comfortable food, and we only need a good food plan for round 11 and onwards.
Mm-hmm.
Hot Builder also had to come out,
There it is.
and he took sheep first. Action, Mr. TetStyle did.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
I think because he's leaving himself open for start player into 6 wood.
Yeah, and also maybe scared about Dove Hunter, maybe.
Oh, true. Yeah, Dove Hunter was up there. Yeah, that's a good call.
I have seen that people snagging 4 sheep, and the guy with the fireplace goes like, "What?" And then Dove Hunter last act in round 4
Mm-hmm.
to save the day.
Right.
Okay, so nobody has. So we hasn't built stables. Nobody is like super
I would guess the
into.
resource lender. I would guess White Link.
Yep.
Just these build in round
Yes.
6.
Yeah.
Ooh, V took our hasty trader. Shake
Oh
fist.
lol. That's a bad use of. Okay, so this leaves him with 1 food. So he basically wants to play an occupation because if he didn't have a urgent occupation, he would just take 2 food here.
Mm-hmm. Do you like
Uh,
Reedstone Food or 2 food or 2 Reed here?
I like Wisdom Food in order to get the Basket Makers Workshop. No, we have Patroness. Maybe 2 read, and that will give us the Basket Makers Workshop even faster, and it blocks White Link. If we take 2 read, and for example, TetStyle takes read some food, then White Link is out of the read game.
That's a good call. That's a very good call. Yeah, I like that.
But normally, TetStyle would take wood here in order to
I
build.
think
But
TetStyle's going to start player
yeah, but
because I
if we
think
didn't have,
I think
you know,
TetStyle start players and then White Link is going to resource lend their 2 Reed and then set up build in 6, build in 2 stables in 6. I would
yeah.
expect.
But no, if we didn't have Patroness, I would take read some food here just to get us closer to BMW.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but uh, But when we have Patroness, I think two read is it's a very controlling move, basically.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it also makes it like very easy for us to double build.
I agree. That's also an option. There's also a 4 wood occupation out there, the Grump.
Mm-hmm.
That hasn't been played, but that can be played in round 5, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody could have like a lot of wood incoming. If TetStyle takes 3 wood and goes into the wood game, do you think whitelink goes for Reedstone food for sure? And if TetStyle, okay, TetStyle did.
I just think White Link wants to lend Reed Stone Food, and if
Yeah,
he does it here, it lines up pretty perfectly for Broom and Double Build. If we think that White Link is on the free joinery card,
yeah,
which
yeah,
I expect that he is, since
yeah,
he opened Cabinet Owner as well, so might have like kind of been drafting with Cabinet Owner in the back of his head the whole time.
yeah. Wow, TetStyle goes for start player,
Yeah.
and now whitelink. If whitelink goes for the Reedstone food, then TetStyle will land himself a pretty nice 6 wood
Mm-hmm.
action.
Yeah. Feels a bit bad to not have gotten Hero out here, but that's okay.
Oh, 6 wood for TetStyle, round 5. First fireplace and 4 sheep. That's a good start.
Mm-hmm.
And a good occupation, giving a very good payout later. We are forced to build here first move, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm, yeah, we could build first move. It's not. I expect we're not giving up that much on the board. I would expect White Link is taking even more wood.
Yeah.
The wood is the only thing I'd really be seriously interested in.
Yeah. To take 4 clay also.
Yeah,
Some
last section
take.
for clay to set up Hewer in 6 would be solid. I
Yeah, that's
think.
nice also. And we always have a good Reedstone food action with the landing net.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, and like it seems like we're probably gonna be building a clay room. I would guess. Probably we're building a wood room and then a clay room. I would expect.
the thing with Hure is that a lot of the time you have to kind of like police the clay. Oh, now we can build and play Hure. That's perfect. Or build and do something else and play Hure round 6.
I like. Yeah, yeah,
Question: did we feed?
yep,
Oh, we had 10 food. That's
yeah.
nice.
We
Oh
did.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, we do
because we
fish.
took 4 food fishing. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I should update the stream title. Somebody was asking.
Bring up the hand as well.
Ooh, nicely timed bard here for TetStyle.
Yeah.
This is a late family growth game. I think it pretty clearly comes down between TetStyle and us. Just because TetStyle's got such a nice start with all the resources
Oh,
plus the first fireplace, whereas Wheel will be
you
in a
know,
good spot seated after V.
you know what? TetStyle is the one that is in the best position because he is going to build round 6 and he's gonna ninja family growth.
In round if it's late growth in 7, yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, yeah,
Good call out.
yeah. He's gonna ninja family growth.
Oh,
If
V did not start player,
what?
so we get to start
Huh?
player here.
Yeah. Uh,
Just throw
okay.
out salmon fishing or dual field, I guess,
Yeah. Makes sense.
and family growth flipped. Beautiful, beautiful.
We could play. We if we want to play salmon fishing, we need to do it now.
Yep, agreed.
Okay, we is going all in for this constable thing with not chasing. So you now see TetStyle is saying think,
Yeah.
and he's thinking about building and then going into Ninja 100%.
Yeah. But I think he's also looking at the 6 wood and saying, is that worth it?
Oh lol, six wood, 2 read for double build. He has
Mm-hmm.
a lot of options. Oh okay, double build is not that valuable because whitelink actually now has the resources to build because he has a read incoming in this round.
Yeah, I guess what you could do is you could look at the table and say, Whitelink's gonna spend 4 wood on 2 stables, and I think I would look at V and say V's feeding is very bad. And I think I would be wondering I think I'd be saying Whitelink and V look very unlikely to build a 4th room, especially with Constable in the draft, not until Hut Builder comes in. So I think
Yeah,
as TetStyle I'd be asking myself, is there a way I can grow in 9 and 10?
yeah,
With double build. And the only person likely to contest that with them is us because
yeah.
of the clay room.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Oh, TetStyle is thinking. Yeah, this is a thinker. And we need to play here this round.
I
I
like
take
playing
it
Hewer here.
to
Yep. Hewer and
get it.
grabbing a stone, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, we could grab a stone and build the well,
Build the well.
uh, and and then go for BMW in stage four,
Yeah.
stage three.
Or building the BMW after we've built our clay room.
Yeah, or that. Yeah, I was about to say before with the Hewer, you do get a lot of clay sometimes because you sometimes, well, actually, probably around 2 times. Yeah, so he's gonna build and he's gonna go for probably Ninja and a free joinery thing.
Which is
Most likely.
crazy to me. So this is the only TetStyle's the only player who doesn't know about cabinet owner.
Yeah,
It is possible that he's just building 2 stables to breed sheep. That's possible here.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that could be. So we can take 3 sheep next round.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a chance because I guess with the other ones, do you lose the stables with the miner?
No, no, you don't lose the
No.
stables.
Okay, yeah, pre-rec like 2 fields.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, cool card. I feel joinery is by far the major improvement that gets the least love from general play. So
Hmm.
seeing new cards that shines a light on joinery is nice to see.
I really like playing Hewer here because it also blocks the ninja a bit.
Yeah, yeah. It makes it a little bit more expensive for him. And now we gave TetStyle, I believe it was, that got the free food from us before in stage one. Now we took one away from him.
Hmm. There you go. It all balances out.
Like Seinfeld, if you've seen that episode where it all balances out. Here is played. So at some point we need, if we find a time, it's nice to grab a field and a grain, and at some point another field and a vegetable, and playing spring worker, and then play crop rotator after that.
Hmm. I think I like the 4th room like a lot more than that. I think
Okay.
I think anything that slows down. Like I think us not trying to grow 4th again. I think that should be
Mm.
something we shoot for.
Oh, yeah,
Also,
makes sense.
TetStyle did not play Ninja. TetStyle just start playered keys.
Wow.
Very interesting. Very interesting to
Oh.
me. So Tet maybe Tet drafted a hand that needs Plow Sow in round 14 or something or 13 and wants to hold on to Ninja until then.
Okay, question. Did he just build rooms with his first action and then
And then played keys second
keys?
move. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
makes so little sense.
Yeah. It is a bit of an odd one. I agree.
Maybe it was because in between that the sheep were taken. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know.
Maybe.
And he doesn't have to have ninja. He could have taken something else. And
Yeah.
but I don't
It
remember
was
that
Ninja,
final
Cat Lover,
earlier.
and what was the other card? Ninja, Cat
Hot builder.
Lover, and Hot Builder. That's it.
Yeah, okay. Then he has ninja for sure, because the constable with the sun farmer for sure has cat lover, and yeah, he 100% has ninja.
Do you think so? I actually think it's possible that TetStyle has Cat Lover. Just thinking about that key, I think the only way that keys move makes sense is if he has Cat Lover and not Ninja. I just think
Okay,
that Key's
well,
move makes no sense if he has Cat Lover. The only reason I would think that maybe he's holding Ninja is if he first picked like Church Warden or something, and he has to guarantee himself a family growth without room.
yeah. Okay.
I love three
We
read
have.
here,
I love three read
and
here.
also we get plus
Definitely.
FS Hewer. I should have announced that.
Yeah. Could we do three read and two wood and start player wood cart, or is that just slow?
We could. I honestly don't dislike playing wood card on our next family growth action.
Yeah.
I just think there's a reasonable chance we do not take wood before then.
Yeah. Okay. What about four clay? Hear me out. Four clay, two clay. That's six. Nine renovate. So that leaves us with a room and one clay spare.
I want to see if whitelink builds this round. I think there's a chance that whitelink is greedy and doesn't build here because he's picking up a read next round. And if that's the
Yeah.
case, then I like pressuring his build very, very strongly.
Yeah. Yeah.
TetStyle plays Grump.
The way we has been playing, he plays so he plays so loose with this family growth thing. Maybe it was the food situation. I don't know, but
Yeah, and now Grump comes out, and you have to say that it seems unlikely that the Grump has Cat Lover, because you're never getting the Grump points with Cat Lover, unless it's literally just a four-wood action that helps you build rooms.
I believe a lot of people use Grump and also Humble Farm Boy as that's just a forward action.
Mm-hmm.
And the one who picking up the three bonus point normally is not in contention for the win unless there's a special game
Yeah.
with a low score. And remember also we have 8 food, but we need 7 food.
Yep. Because we're paying
All
for
in,
the
all,
salmon fishing. Yeah.
yeah, and the round always comes after harvest, so
Mm-hmm.
just have to remember that.
Yeah. So
But
we've
I guess
essentially taken 2 points to increase our food requirement in the remaining harvest by one, except
yeah,
for the
but
last round.
but if you have like something that rewards fishing,
Mm-hmm.
then salmon fishing, then you take fishing 1 or 2 times and you basically get those food back.
Mm-hmm. And I think V's kind of gotten payoff for playing late loose with family growth, right? Because V gets to grow next round now. So,
Yeah,
so I think we're gonna do Renault BMW, right? That seems.
yeah, I definitely like that. Hoping for 6 clay
And then we
next
could
round.
do start player. Oh, our start player move is pretty bad actually. I guess we could plow. We could start player for 6 clay.
Start player crop rotation.
Hmm. Yeah, it's not a great start player. I actually kind of hate it quite a bit. I
Uh,
do like building the BMW. What if we build the well instead of the BMW? Yeah, let's just build the well instead of the BMW.
yeah, Renault.
I think that's a lot better. Well,
Yeah,
not a lot better, but I think it's fine.
yeah, go on Renault and and we're gonna pick up another stone and a food and yeah, start player 6 clay into. Well, we're not gonna get
We're
to
not gonna
build,
get
but
build, but at least we get the 6 clay. Yeah, no, I think
yeah,
it's an
yeah,
okay
yeah,
sequence.
yeah,
And then we get plus FS Hewer. We feed 6. We put a food on fishing.
yeah. I really feel that we should have taken 3 food when I called it out in round 3
Mm-hmm.
as the first action.
Yep.
He ended up playing Hasty Trader really inefficiently, I must say.
Yep. Two clay.
Also,
2 clay to 4 food is not a good conversion.
and also spending 2 clay when you can spend like a reed stone and a clay later for 8 food instead is
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I agree. I
Because
agree.
then just a random redstone food action becomes what is it 7 food action for you
Mm-hmm.
when you later play Hasty Trader.
If the fishing doesn't get taken here, it'd be pretty nice to food critic into fishing.
Yeah, and I
Assuming
mean,
that the wood is gone. I like taking the wood, but if the wood's
yeah,
gone, I kind of like food critic into fishing.
yeah.
Although it might
Obviously,
get taken.
number one is building, because let's fold our hands. No, it's
Yeah.
gonna
No.
White
Whitelink's
Link's
gonna
gonna build
build.
for sure.
Yeah.
But I just wanna put it out
Be
in
optimistic.
case.
Yes. Think
But I do like
positively.
I do like Whi's play with the cooking hearth, and then being able to play an occupation, and he played landscape gardener, and sowing too early grain is quite nice.
Hmm.
So I think he played that nice. Ooh, and this is a nice miner as well. Okay, it's only a clay for a point because he already has to. I thought
The
this
hearth.
was the one that lets you convert them to 3 food,
Mm.
but it's not.
I actually do really like 4 wood here.
Oh, totally agree. 4 food, 4 wood is a very good action. And if we play food critic like round 9, we are going to put one more food in round 10, 11, 10, 12, and 14.
Yep.
So there will be good fishing actions later, for sure. And I guess TetStyle should take fish here. Yeah, yeah, he's taking fish. Old hiker, that's a nice card. Will this let him take magician with that hiker guest? Not sure.
I guess another question is, are we supposed to take 3 clay here?
Uh, 3 clay is definitely something we should consider because 2 of the players have 0 clay, so 4 clay is going to be good for them next round, and this is basically not 3 clay; it's basically 3 clay, a stone, and a food.
Yep. And I think if we play an occupation in round 9, we double build after, and I think that seems like a
Yeah,
pretty solid line.
yeah. And if TetStyle does something weird here, then I think maybe whitelink goes for traveling players, and then there's going to be could be 6 wood for us. There's a chance that nobody takes starting because I think whitelink either goes for traveling players or going to build the clay oven
Yeah.
with the last move.
So looking at our miners, I think dual field and crop rotation field can each take a wood on them. Or sorry, dual field can take a. Actually, I need to read vineyard labor.
Okay,
I
3 wood
think
was
I
his
think
take.
dual field can take a wood or a food, and crop rotation field can definitely take a wood or a food. Because crop
Yeah.
rotation field just says so as if it's a field, and
Okay.
the rotation only matters for harvesting the last vegetable grain.
Yep.
So we could do something like vineyard labor into sow next round if we want to, and the vineyard
Yep.
labor would get us the 10th clay.
Ooh, could we? Is it allowed to play food critic and then take get the clay and do 2 rooms, or is that just too
Sorry,
much?
yeah, that's what I'm saying in particular. Yeah,
Oh, oh,
play, but I
I didn't
think
hear that. Okay.
vineyard labor would be
Vineyard
the
labor.
play.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, rather
sorry
than food
for not.
critic.
Yeah, sorry
Yeah,
for not listening to what you said.
that's okay. Yeah, no, I like vineyard labor to set up for double build here.
Yeah, and our start player action or family growth incoming are gonna have a very good wood card on it, so that's good.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that with the first move, I think.
Yeah,
Actually, am I? Are we? I'm looking. I'm thinking about how we're feeding as well. So like, I think the dream round is like, oh, so what's the dream round here? It's probably occupation double build so, but the problem is we're 1 food short of doing that.
okay. We need.
Actually we're several food short. No, I lied. We're several food short.
Yeah,
I think we have to build the BMW here.
yeah. Maybe you're right.
I'm gonna play vineyard labor and grab a stone to set up for get a plus clay stone, and then we set up second move BMW and third move sow. Activate the vineyard labor so we can sow 2 wood and get a food.
Yeah,
Yeah, setting up the feed, setting securing our feeding here. I think more important since we don't have a fireplace or hearth yet.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that whitelink did double build. For some reason, I didn't think whitelink could double build. I guess probably because when he started the round, he hadn't picked up his resources yet.
Yeah. With the resource lender on Play-agricola, sometimes you
It's hard
misread.
to follow, yeah, what they're
Yeah, it's hard to
doing.
follow.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's very interesting. Two players can have set up for this miner with that requires two stable and gives you a free
Mm-hmm.
joinery. Uh, it,
I'm pretty
it,
sure it's whitelink.
yeah,
I'd be
yeah,
so surprised if it's not whitelink.
yeah. I agree because also TetStyle has had two stables for a while now. So, but TetStyle also now took two read, setting himself up to be able to build. So we have to mind that.
Mm-hmm.
Clay deposit comes. So
I kind of like building the pottery over the BMW with clay deposit coming out. BMW is more food. You know what? Actually, no, I lied. Because the Reedstone food action is just so good for us with landing net. You're right. Never mind. Never mind.
I feel also on the landing net it should also say you have to get the BMW before
Yeah.
round 9, and before the harvest in stage 4, 3 maybe more correct. Okay, so he does not have the thing because he would have played that
He would have played
miner
it
now
here. Yeah.
and family growth the joinery.
Yeah. Unless he's
So
worried about us building the joinery in response. Ooh, so gets taken by V. That's unfortunate. All right, I'm going to build
what?
the BMW here. He's sowing a single vegetable.
Wow, wow, that is uh, that is unheard of. But we can, but it doesn't matter. We can just play spring worker also. Okay,
We're too
we
hungry
don't.
for spring worker.
But spring worker is at the end of round 10, right? So we can play it in round 10.
No, it's at the start of round 10.
You start. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
No.
it's immediately after, like it's like right after the
Okay.
harvest at the start of the next
Yeah,
round. Yeah.
yeah. So right now we have 6 food, and we need a spare food to place on the fishing.
Yeah, so
So
if
we
we
need.
activate Hewer, then we're good.
Aha. Yeah, and the Hero food. We cannot eat the Hero food,
No, we
but
cannot.
we can definitely use it for a round 10.
Yeah. Yep. And I think second move Reedstone food is totally fine as well.
Yeah. And he protected his next family growth by starting players. So yeah, maybe he does play. Yeah, he does play it here because
Yeah, he
he.
was worried about us stealing the joinery with cabinet owner in the game, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Makes sense. So Reedstone food will put us a little bit easier toward our food goals.
I think it also leads into the pottery pretty nicely.
Yeah, yeah, because then we will start next round with 2 stone. Yeah, and
It also threatens us building the joinery with the first move, which means what we White Link has to first move build.
correct. But will TetStyle build a room now? That's the question.
Tet might build, but if Tet doesn't build, you know what? Yeah, Tet kind of has to build because of the hut builder. Well, it doesn't have to build here. Nah, Tet does not have to build here.
But if we build next round, there could be a stable blocking.
Mm,
I either from TetStyle if he builds now, or from whitelink if we first action wood cart that is.
maybe.
Think, it's gonna end bad once people start thinking. He's gonna go for wow. I see TetStyle is gonna go for the fences here, just to spoil everyone. So he builds
Interesting.
fences here. That's interesting. So is the cat lower in his end then? And Ninja is in white links. Wow,
No, wait,
that's
Ninja would be in V's hand in that case.
We sand in that case. Yeah, because hut builder. Yeah,
So long as he doesn't try to use guild hall to place the
yeah,
ninja.
yeah. It definitely fences here. Wow. So he now can hold 16 animals in the pastures with the stables. Good for him.
And
Uh,
V paid for the clay deposit.
wow. Also, you need to type -1 food. That's gonna go on the fish.
I think I typed F to fish round 10.
Oh, you did. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, you are very good with the typing.
Sometimes. Yeah, so start player wood card here.
Yeah, I agree. Gives us a good last move round 11 for sure.
Ooh, oh, in round 11. Yeah, okay. And we might also get build here. If we get build back here, then I think that's a pretty good sequence.
Oh, I think we're gonna get built for sure. Back.
We could have also built the joinery
Yeah.
because whitelink did not first move build the joinery, so we
Yeah,
could have done that.
when we don't have to read here, then I kind of want our surplus clay to go into the pottery.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
scrambling to get 2 more stone for the pottery is not that good. And also
we have the
considering that,
community well here too as well.
yeah, we have that. We have a TetStyle with no grain support, and he has resources for for building the stone oven. If he doesn't do that, he's gonna go for the pottery maybe.
Mm.
But he can't do it now because whitelink did the clay oven on the major. That's a pretty late clay oven for a magician and old hiker. Old hiker picking up 1 stone before, and he has kind of like not prioritized the clay oven.
Yeah,
So
I took build
I like
here. I think build
I
is a
like
pretty clear move.
yeah. Also, I want to say I like redstone food and I like 3 food fishing here.
I'm pretty low on fishing. I like Reedstone food.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean there. Actually,
I think I like
redstone food.
so ahead of fishing. I think I like
Oh
although
yeah.
yeah, I
Also,
think I like so ahead of fishing. So are two wood.
hmm.
Although sowing our wood is pretty bad with community well coming in, I suppose.
Did we play woodcart?
We did,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
We um, but we have a crop rotation we can play.
Yeah, so like we could sow a wood on dual field and a food on crop rotation field, for example.
Yeah.
But I think
Oh,
Reedstone food being here makes it all a moot point.
the community well, does it give insta food or does it give wood for?
No, it lets each player
Yeah,
pay a wood to get. It'll be 3 food over time, so I doubt anyone will go
yeah,
for it
yeah.
because it'll be you'd need to have a useless wood, and you'd have to want 3 wood in the 3 food like over time. So I'd be surprised if anyone goes for it.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot to pick up our well food also.
Ah, nice by TetStyle here.
TetStyle, nice paddocks here. Yep. Yep, and it sets himself up well to get the cattle next round as well. So TetStyle goes into the next round with the sheep, the boar, and cattle, which is all excellent.
That's nice in any game, and particular in a constable game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one who fences first in a constable game normally comes out doing good. Normally.
Yeah, paddocks. I think he's misreading. I think he's misreading paddocks here. I think it just works the way he's thinking it doesn't work the way that it does work.
He wants to put one in between the fences and 2 in the main.
Oh, I see. Okay, so he's saying that he can't, yeah, because he couldn't fence the third because it's a single existing
Uh,
pasture.
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
He did it this way, which is technically not okay, but I think it doesn't really. I mean, yeah, this I always allow. I must say. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect anyone would pay. Just wanted to call it out anyways. So what are we getting back here? Are we getting 3 wood, which is 5 wood?
Fishing, is that
I,
something
I
you
don't think we
would?
really need fishing. We have seven
Because
food here. We can eat a reed. I like
or
taking
pottery,
3 wood
you
if
know.
it's there. I do like
Oh,
playing the pottery for sure. I do like
I'm
playing
not
the
really. I'm
pottery.
not really big on three wood. I must say when we have the wood cart, because we can just spam the two wood space for 4 wood, and next round we will have two wood space. So
Hmm.
I think we should prioritize other stuff. For example, just get pottery out of the way.
Hmm.
Um,
Is anyone else going to build the pottery here? Like
Probably not,
I'm looking at whitelink, and I think there's like no way that whitelink builds. Uh,
but
Whitelink's not
can
going to
white
build the pottery when he can clay deposit for 2 points each time, right?
but after we have done one action, then white link basically has three actions, so he could
Yeah,
prioritize 6 wood and then 6 clay and Reno, or 5 clay and Reno
I,
pottery.
I think I like second move pottery for sure, but yeah, I guess we could take it here if we think that major might be blocked on the next go round. You're right that giving up 1 wood to guarantee the pottery is
It's a
not a
chance, and I feel kind of like TetStyle is gonna renovate here for some reason. I don't know why I feel that, but I just feel that he has some kind of
Stonehouse
uh
payoff. He first picked
yeah.
a Stonehouse payoff, maybe.
Or did he take Coal Investor first?
Community
I didn't.
well. Good call, Rylocran. That is a well. Rylocran paying more attention than anyone else, as usual.
What was it? A well referring to?
I was just saying that, we got to put wells in chat when the community well is built.
Correct. Also, can we try to look at how many fields or do we want to end with here? Do we want to end with 3 fields or 2 fields? Because I don't think we're gonna get more than that.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
So if we do 2 fields next under our room, and then just do like a cloister dweller type of fencing
Yep,
for two pastures, and hopefully try to stick 4 stables in there.
yep. Oh, 4 stables seems optimistic to me, but I agree
Okay,
that
okay.
fence 15
Oh,
big for sure.
okay. I actually 4 stables is by very optimistic because we need those actions to take animals,
Yeah,
and we are very far from constable at the moment. So
yeah.
yeah, yeah, we need to prioritize one grain. One, if we could use stage 5 into grain, vegetable, plow, sow, and crop rotator, that would be nice.
And you know what? We got our 3 wood back.
Hey, that makes sense.
Four
But
food reed, feed 7, F2 fish.
right now,
Oh, eat a clay as well.
I must say right now that our vineyard labor looks a little bit sad.
It does,
Uh,
but that's
it,
okay.
yeah.
It got us. It got us. If it gets us, if it's net like a wood, reed, clay, stone action, like I think that's not embarrassing.
Okay, with patroness, and
Because,
if you look in the
yeah,
chat
we
box with
got you're
patroness,
exactly.
so
We got some stuff like immediately when we played it. So
yeah, yeah. And we got kind of weirdly, I must say, blocked.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Yeah, V sowing the one vegetable just to
oh,
get Dormer out was a bit odd.
yeah, a bit odd. Yeah.
Let's see if we get a
Yeah.
Hewer activation here.
Really? Okay, so doesn't look like TetStyle went for the Stone Reno. I just felt that he had a Stone Reno coming,
Yeah,
uh, but he didn't. So
yeah.
because did we see Colin Wester in the
We
draft,
did,
or is that
yes. Yeah, we passed Coal Investor, I'm pretty
okay?
sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
because then he has not played his first pick,
Yeah.
and it could be something like Noble.
Yep.
Uh, and if he has Noble and Ninja, I believe he's gonna get to become a constable, the constable's deputy. Deputy.
So we do get our Hewer activation here.
Whoa, with 6 clay on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's the clay deposit. Whitelink is going after the clay deposit instead.
Yeah.
So put a food on the fishing. I already paid for it. Uh, so I like plow here, first move.
Agreed. We need to we need to secure our hopefully constable points.
Yep.
It's not going to be the best farm, but with 5 more points and
I mean, we
uh,
have three great scoring majors plus two 2 point minors. I think,
yeah, I meant the farm aspect of
yeah.
our
If
scoring
if we
chances.
get if we get the constable points, we're scoring very nicely.
Yeah, yeah. And at some point, grain vegetable, and then a starting player around 13 for a Ploso.
Sure.
Or maybe even if we could read. Okay, read punt came now. That's a logical minor play on start player.
Doesn't really do anything for him, but
Yeah,
it's a point.
it's a point, and read he's probably not using.
Yeah.
Could take 8 clay and build, or 10 clay and build a couple of clay rooms.
So yeah, so I actually think that we should let someone else take the clay. If we want to activate the Hewer, we could take 4 clay ourselves.
Yeah,
But
agreed.
I also like waiting as long as possible to decide on that. Like wait to
Yeah,
see what the other players are doing. Cause I think what we're gonna see is I think we're gonna see Whitelink take 2 points every round. So I think Whitelink will like the 8 clay here.
yeah. And also, there's only one player with both grain and clay, grain and vegetable.
Mm-hmm.
So Wetlink is short vegetable, and there's only this round and 2 more chances to take it.
Yep.
And so I guess we should take grain vegetable, one of them this round and one next round. I feel.
Okay. We can also take a cattle as well.
Yeah, that also makes.
I like taking a cattle preemptively generally. I think if 4 wood's still there, I think we probably are supposed to take the 4 wood.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm talking what is it?
The
The
later
fourth action
actions, yeah.
should be grain
Yeah.
vegetable. Grain vegetable capital as our fourth action.
Yeah.
5 wood here is not horrible.
No, I like taking 5 wood here. And then I
Yeah,
think we're hoping to get the 4 reed next round. Only person who looks likely to take reed is V, and we're
yeah.
hoping that V is oh V doesn't need reed with Dormer actually.
And you know what? We only need 4 more. We only need 1 wood grab, so we could take because fencing 15 and 14 is the same with our setup.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna lose out on animal capacity, I think.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
So we could take forward and be done with it, and then be because fencing.
In
If
13
we
would be good, yep. So that we can
yeah
take animals at the start of 14 if needed. Yep. Agreed.
yeah, super agreed. And I would if I knew what everybody would take now, White Link is gonna take family growth, and his action after that is going to be
V plays cat lover. Is V gonna fill his farm? 1 wood per room.
well. That's
So cat lover gets you to what? 3 wood per room. Dormer gets you to 2 wood per room. So V can build 4 rooms here.
well.
I think Dormer saves you the read on rooms. Does it? Yeah, read on each room, reno, and improvement. Yeah.
And he has the capacity for what is it? 5 animals.
No, he's
So
gonna play pig breeder instead.
okay, makes sense.
That makes more sense.
I would have waited on Pig Raider actually, but just to make us others scramble, maybe even try to block him,
Yep.
and then play Pig Raider.
Yeah, but maybe he doesn't have any more improvements to play, major improvements to play. I guess he could upgrade to a Hearth, I suppose.
Okay, what do you think whitelink are doing here? Do you think he's going to take family growth and then traveling players? Or
Yeah,
do you
so
think?
I'm curious if Whitelink is just totally abandoned Constable.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, do you think so? No.
so, but how? Or sorry, not Whitelink. TetStyle. I'm thinking about TetStyle.
Okay.
Oh, you're sorry. You're talking about Whitelink. Yeah,
Yeah,
Family Growth and
whitelink.
then Magician. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. Because if he takes family growth now, then it's for sure uh, that he wants to take traveling players. But we got the 40. So I'm thinking, should we take vegetable or should we? Because if he takes vegetable now, then no, lol.
I
This
mean,
is
what
not a
TetStyle
question.
and V both have vegetables, so I feel like
Oh yeah,
it's not that threatened.
it's not that threatened. Okay.
And
So
Whitelink
okay, he
takes
took
it
vegetable.
anyways.
But my whole thought process was, hey, we can fence, but I didn't see it. Fence was taken.
Let's grab a cattle, I think.
Okay.
I think cattle
I
makes sense here.
totally agree on the cattle. Uh, you are
Oh,
you.
is Tet gonna build a couple rooms?
Yeah, that's definitely a thing he can do.
Yeah, like what else? What else could those resources possibly be for?
Yeah. I mean, it is a very efficient way to fill his farm, but he does need to get his hand. He has one read and one read. Well, two read incoming actually.
So he would have to take a 10th clay. He would have
Yeah.
to take a 10th clay and another reed, and then also probably would want 4 wood to do 2 rooms and 2 stables. Because then with one more field, he would get the constable points.
Yep. Hmm. Yeah. People rush for constable, but I mean, it's 5 points, so it should be done. But sometimes I think people go a little bit overboard. Yeah, the fields are going to be in high demand here.
Whitelink technically should have done the same thing as Tet.
Yeah.
Not a
What
big
should we?
deal.
How do we play this?
I think we can count. Can we count on a field?
Uh, I feel in a constable game the fields, the start player action, and okay, who wants what? Cattle. Two of the players want a cattle.
Yeah.
Sheep. I think we should fence here and take
I like
sheep.
fence, and then we have the option of second move start player depending on who might take it.
Yeah, and the best case scenario, but he doesn't have actions for it, is we taking start player for us. This at least gives us a little bit of hope when it comes to. Wow, and now we actually have paddocks on his hand, so maybe he wants to.
So yeah, we definitely need to take 4 read and 2 food because we need the food from that.
Wow,
I think
we can
Ted is
actually.
kind of tight on actions to get the constable points, so I don't think Ted can afford to start player.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I think Ted's gonna
Um,
set up a last action build to get the constable points. That's
and now
my
everybody
read.
has the crops except for us,
Yeah.
so that's a good thing.
And so Tet might actually be interested in taking Reed, so I think we actually are supposed to take Reed with our next move. Ooh, Whitelink start player turnip field. So
Good thing.
hopefully we get first move plow one field. I think that's what we have to hope for.
Let's hope for. I mean, we kind of has to first move. I do build.
Fence or
Um,
Reno fence, I would think.
yeah, but Reno. Okay, okay. Reno fence is not that far. It's just a read some food action away from that.
He has Dormer. He doesn't need Reed.
Oh,
He
lol.
doesn't need
Yeah.
Reed. He's ready to Reno.
Oh, oh. He's gonna take a cattle here.
Oh, he's
If
renovating
he.
now. Hmm.
Oh, that's okay. 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 I'm trying to think
So he could
because
take a
he.
cattle and just not breed the sheep,
Yeah.
and that means he doesn't have to rely on getting it next round.
Okay. We should take two sheep here.
Oh, I'm taking the reed for sure because
The read for sure.
I think TetStyle is taking the reed if we don't.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Like TetStyle might be happy with Reedstone food, but because Reedstone food would let him reno after building. But I just think if TetStyle is actually trying to build two rooms, then I think it's something we have to be mindful of. Yeah, and I think TetStyle's thinking here. Yeah, he definitely wanted to take the four read from us.
Yeah. Okay. I do know that when I have the basket makers workshop and I don't get like my anticipated 4 or 5 read in round 14, I always get vexed. So this is a nice way
Mm-hmm.
of preventing that.
Do we have to pay for
Uh,
salmon in 14?
yes,
We do. Okay.
it's every round, so it's 4 rounds, 7 to on. Build room. Build room.
Really, I'd be very surprised by that. If it's a single build here and not building multiple stables, that.
Yeah, he is building one stable. Wow. Does he have
Oh,
something
he has
with
a borrowed plow.
barrel plow? Yeah,
Borrowed plow is in the draft, of course.
yeah.
So does
So he's
Whitelink remember
comfortable.
borrowed plow, and is Whitelink gonna count on getting it? I'll be interested to know if that's the case. Also, four family members gets the grunt points. So family growth is only a 1 point action next round.
Yeah. Minus the food, so
Yeah.
not the best action. We needs cattle. Wow.
So the way it's shaking out, everyone can get the constable points. It's the most dangerous for us, most likely, because
Oh,
we're gonna need. If we
I
don't get
think
two
we.
sheep, we probably do two sheep and then vegetable or grain or boar here. But I think
Yeah.
probably what we want to do is we want to set up first move two boar next round because that's just going to be like a solid action for us either way.
I think we have to plow.
Oh, you're right. We have to first move. Well, not if Tet has borrowed plow.
Yeah.
But I guess yeah, I guess Whitelink, if Whitelink doesn't remember borrowed plow. If Whitelink does plow so here. Yeah, we'll have to see what Whitelink does. You're right. We have to first move
I
plow.
I think we should take wild boar here and just hope that we can
Hope that we get
take.
grain and
Yeah, and
vegetable.
take vegetable early, and just hope that nobody takes a grain.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, you're probably right about that.
But I have no clue on our food. No, we have enough food. We
We're
need
our
6 food.
feeding is okay. Yeah, our feeding's
Yeah, so
okay.
that's 6, and we have 2 clay. That's 10 food. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're okay there.
Yeah, we're at 18 food right now.
Hmm.
Without and that we might even get a healer activation, so.
No, clay was just taken. Oh, sorry, I'm reading in the
Oh,
plan
you're
right
reading
now.
ahead.
Yeah, white link just took the 1 clay space. So this means we can go for the vegetable or the wild boar, and I feel
I think
we
the
have to take.
boar is the safe
Yeah,
play. You're right.
yeah, because it's much more likely they take 2 wild boar than 1 vegetable next round.
So Clay read 3 food and then food for fishing.
Food for fishing. And it's a magician game, and it's gonna go to 6 food in round 14. The magician has done something right, at least. Feeding proper. And he will now take family growth. And he will have there's one of these guys are gonna get locked out of renovation. We're not gonna get to renovation, obviously, but there are 3 people that looks like they want to renovate, and
Yep.
everybody can renovate, but
So
we
that's a
can't.
very good sign for us, right? If they're all fighting over renovation.
Yeah, that should normally in any type of game theory this should be good. So let's hope. So this should maybe mean that we will get what we want. Plow grain wedge.
Plow
And
grain
then
veg, and then maybe our last action has to be a food action, probably.
five clay could be a thing.
Mm. Oh, from the
What?
deposit.
But did you eat both clay and reed now?
I did,
Right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because then our food is
Then our food is
secure.
perfect, actually. You're right. Our food is
Yeah.
perfect, yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking five clay for points. Okay, Plazo was taken, and now the moment of truth. And he doesn't even have to fence, but he has to take cattle, kind of. So I wonder, or does he have a
He could
cattle up
also
his sleeve?
plow. It's not impossible that he plows and then fences big later.
Wow, he's going for. I'm not gonna spoil it. He's not taking cattle, and he's not plowing. I can say that.
Hmm.
He must have a cattle up his sleeve. I don't know how he can. He takes run offense, and he leaves himself with one open space. Yeah, this looks like the player playing constable is not gonna get the constable, and yeah, I don't like playing constable that early. I must say.
Oh, there's one extra food on fish, I should say.
So TetStyle is thinking he should take Reno and the plow. Yeah. Whoa. What is going on with this world? I don't understand this. He takes stone. Can you explain this to me?
Um, Second move, Renault Stone Oven. But you only
Oh.
can do that if you know that
Oh.
whitelink has to build a stable here, which
Yeah, and it does. So that's a good read. I did not see that coming.
but like whitelink's stable is not threatened. Nobody's threatening that stable.
Yeah.
So I don't
That's
really get why it had to
yeah.
happen there in
I think
particular.
that's a bad play, misplay by it. Because why don't White think just Reno?
Yeah, whitelink could have rented there. Yeah. Um
Nope.
yeah, I think it seems to me like Tet I'm a bit confused because I definitely thought Tet was going to try to collect from Bard and get another stable before building, especially with keys, right? He could have built like second last action 100%.
Mm.
So here are yeah, so for V. So I think we take
Okay.
vegetable because it's 1 point for everyone else, and then we hope to
And,
get
no, and notice that somebody has played around with the cattle.
yeah
It's
V yeah V
so
thought about taking it.
yeah, and
So our vineyard labor did not activate once. Um, to be fair, nothing else would have done anything. Food critic would not have been any points because we're only going to get to 3 at most, even if we take fish last move.
yeah.
Because
I think with food critic you need a fireplace or a cooking hearth
a
for
hundred
sure.
percent, 100% you do. Yeah,
And
definitely.
and we did not have the actions to take animals for eating,
Yeah.
so yeah.
What's Whitelink got? Whitelink's got some Reno here, right, in his
Oh,
hand.
somebody has ninja here. Lol. Whitelink has ninja.
Oh,
Whitelink has
V
ninja
has
with the Reno.
Ninja,
We has ninja. Okay.
right? Because Cat Lover, TetStyle has Cat Lover, right? Tet didn't or no? Oh no, you're right. V showed us Cat Lover, so TetStyle has Ninja.
Yeah. So he's gonna
But he's
and
not going to play it. He's just going to play Family Growth and Borrowed Plow.
wow, this is so crazy.
Weird game.
Weird game. TetStyle is going to go on the major or starting player, right? For
Uh,
No. He's gonna go family growth minor, of
we
course.
get the
Well,
wood points, right? Because we have seal. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 is good enough.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving
So
myself a
I see
cabinet
point
level.
first. I see clay deposit is -1 food for 5 clay, and then we can eat a clay and a reed. I see if we had one more. No, have so
Yeah, there's the borrowed plow.
and we cannot sow. Borrowed plow is any card that can let you insta do 2 fields at once with one action is good.
Yeah.
Do we have enough food for family growth? Oh no, the family
No,
growth
because
is
of
the grump
grump. We don't want to do that.
the grump thing.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
clay deposit's our best move. You're right.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Or maybe 4 clay is neutral. I don't know.
No, because we need to eat a clay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So actually, clay deposit will yield us 1 more point in total.
I guess food read is no. That's only 1 point.
Oh, whitelink took the clay deposit. Lol.
So all we're left with is some 1 point action.
Yeah, 4 clay is 1 point. 6 food is
Not a
no points.
point. No.
Not a point.
Reedstone food is a point. Yeah, Reedstone food is a point. So one of those two.
How do we eat then with reason food?
We get 2 food,
Oh
and then
yeah,
we eat
yeah, with the
6 food
clay.
in a clay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So 4 clay and reason food. And you took the clay. So you denied us a stone and a food going into a possible round 14, 15.
Oh, true.
That's okay.
How could I have done that?
You know, there was a G8 card that said you have to play it in round 12 and before. This game will have 15 rounds, it said.
Nice. So we're at 47 final.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, this was
Definitely
fun.
not scoring particularly well in any category.
Nah, I mean, our hand was basically not suited for a
Oh,
constable
we
game,
get
I
the
must
grump
say.
points as well. Sorry, we do get the grump points. So we're 49 then.
Yep. Yeah. I like these grump. I mean, forward and just gives 2 points to whoever normally comes in last. So
Mm-hmm.
tight game. 49 50 53.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our hand did not suit this type of game, and I must say it looks kind of weird that the constable guy, uh, yeah, ends up with not the constable.
Mm-hmm.
I uh, I like when I play constable to be sure to have constable. I must say.
Whitelink saying he forgot V didn't need to read to Reno. Yeah, yeah, it had to
And
have been
it's
TetStyle.
yeah, and it's also crazy not to use it.
Yeah, it's surprising. Yeah, so Tet grew in 7, and then didn't need to grow again. The triple breeding pairs of animals were really nice. Were really nice points.
Mm, mm.
That was quite nice for TetStyle. Really nice points.
Yeah,
And then the borrowed plow at the end was very good as well. If we knew about Constable, I would absolutely be interested in a card like the borrowed plow because it's like
yeah,
just get your 2 rooms for no consideration.
yeah. But also, I mean, look at TetStyle's card. I mean, nothing really speaks with each other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, coal investor, Bard, Grump. Okay, it's resources
Mm-hmm.
and cookies unused, keys basically unused.
I think cookies
Uh,
was 1 point. Cookies was 1 point.
cookies was 1 point. Okay, okay. Reed pond. Okay, he got to use his street pawn actually, but I mean, I don't see any synergy. So what I'm trying to say, I think he played a really efficient game,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah,
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah.
points for him. And I don't understand why whitelink. Okay, whitelink explained he didn't see that TetStyle had a read, so whitelink did the stable and thought he was gonna get Renault for sure.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay, William, thanks for the co-cast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So where in this game? So obviously the sheep grab was very good for TetStyle. What did we help white? So like, did us pushing for the fourth growth? Did that help TetStyle quite a bit? Like, did it give TetStyle too good wood? Like the wood was too good for TetStyle because we kind of neglected to take wood for a little bit. I'm trying to look at where are TetStyle's some of TetStyle's best moves, most efficient actions. Obviously, fencing in 9 was incredible because it led to three breeding pairs of animals. So that was really good.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, is there like a I'm trying to figure out if there's like a specific sequence maybe.
I think one thing we could have done differently. I
Hmm.
don't know if it would have been better, but playing more into crop rotator spring worker. But we didn't have any source of crops. So if you take away food critic and give us what's it called, the one that gives you a grain and a vegetable when you play it, and you have to return them. Um,
Oh, like
from the
gardening
plant side.
enthusiast.
Yeah, if you give us that instead of food critic, I think we would play a lot differently, and then we would have gotten a lot more points for crops. We would basically have maxed our crops, I think, with crop rotator then.
Hmm.
Obviously, if we could have gotten a couple of fields as well, or earlier, that is.
Yeah. What do we? So we took food critic. There was village druid there.
That would not
There was
have
Dove
been worth
Hunter,
it.
Field Dreamer. I don't see anything here that makes me say like, oh, I wish we had that. Like, would we have
Oh no, no,
would
no.
we have found time to play Crop Rotator? I don't think so. Or sorry, to play Tax Collector? I don't think so.
Oh no, no, no,
Um,
no.
what
Okay,
else is
William,
here?
I have to step off. Thank you for the co-cast.
Okay, yeah, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, see you around.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I think I wonder what happens if we take Primitive Man. The problem with Primitive Man is we open Landing Net and then say like, oh, I hate my life, right? Especially too with Seal, because Seal is so good with our patroness. Maybe we overdrafted for the thing. Oh, we should look at when Constable was taken. So it was first pick Constable. Interesting. Very interesting. Huh. Oh. Hmm. Well, obviously, being one clay off a point is sad. We're one clay off a point. Um. Yeah, so we played Vineyard Labor, which was literally just to activate our Patroness, and we didn't sow with it, so that's just a dead action, so that's not very efficient. Our dual field and our crop rotation field do nothing, so yeah, I suppose the game was not particularly efficient, maybe. Um, is there a way that we can play Food Critic in 14 and get there? Like, only by taking fishing, right? Because, yeah, part of the problem was our feeding was really bad for Food Critic. So maybe Food Critic just terrible with Hewer, Cabinet Owner, when you have the idea of building guilds. Because I was thinking, oh, well, I mean, Food Critic was really just for Hasty Trader. So if we because like Hasty Trader actually would have been quite good here, right? We could have played it, and we could have not eaten clay, and then we could have used our stone that we couldn't use. Primitive Man would have tiller. Yeah, so Primitive Man, and then seeing Landing Net and Steel, I think we would have felt pretty bad about that because both those cards are excellent with Patroness. Because yeah, then you're drafting stuff like Paddocks really highly instead of those really good cards for us. Yeah, I think not wheeling Hasty Trader was pretty bad. Ended up being really disastrous. Because that was like the whole point of Food Critic was drafting Food Critic and then wheeling Hasty Trader. And then Hasty Trader plus Food Critic, you're guaranteed at least the minimum points. And then if you fish, it's 2 points minimum without any other help. Anyways, yeah, Tetsa obviously played a nice game. Yeah, I think this dual field crop rotation field was not very good. I was kind of not into it, to be honest. I think I maybe should have pushed back on Donba a little harder. But like, would Crib have been the difference? Crib is not the difference here, right? And then what do we take? We take dual field blast over nothing. So it's like if those were useful for us, then obviously we can do better. But they were there wasn't anything. It's not like we took them over something else. So, okay, guys, we'll take a short break and I'll do another game. See you in a bit.